Welcome to your channel name, where we dissect the political dumpster fire with precision and humor, with the kind of scalpel usually reserved for open-heart surgery on a rhinoceros, but with a comedic twist. From alleged affairs and hush money payments to laptop scandals and riot incitations that shook the nation, we're ranking the top 5 controversies that made America question its sanity, its leadership, and its ability to ever trust a politician again in the future. Buckle up, folks, it's going to be a bumpy and wild ride. 2016, a year that will be remembered for its seismic shifts in the political landscape and its bizarre cultural moments. The year of Brexit, Harambe memes, and the dawning realization that America was about to elect a reality TV star with the impulse control of a caffeinated squirrel. It was a time when the world seemed to be spinning off its axis, and the unexpected became the norm. It was also the year Donald Trump allegedly had an affair with adult film star Stormy Daniels. This wasn't just another tabloid headline, it was a story that would eventually shake the foundations of American politics. What elevated this particular dalliance to a 5-alarm political dumpster fire was the alleged hush money payment of $130,000, funneled through a shell company with the subtlety of a brick through a plate glass window, just weeks before the election. This payment was intended to keep the affair under wraps, but it only added fuel to the fire. Trump denied everything. He claimed it was all fake news, a witch hunt orchestrated by his political enemies. But the story stuck, a greasy stain on the already well-worn fabric of his campaign. Despite his denials, the allegations refused to go away, lingering like a bad smell. Fast forward to 2023, and this blast from the past came back with a vengeance, resulting in Trump being indicted. The legal ramifications of this scandal were far-reaching and unprecedented. This was a full-blown first time in history for a former president kind of indictment. Never before had a former leader of the free world faced such legal peril. The Stormy Daniels scandal, regardless of what you believe, cast a long, dark shadow over Trump's presidency. It was a constant reminder of the chaos and controversy that seemed to follow him wherever he went. It raised questions about campaign finance violations, abuse of power, and whether the leader of the free world had a better grasp of the truth than a goldfish does of astrophysics. The scandal was a stark illustration of the complexities and contradictions of modern political life. The laptop. The infamous device that became the centerpiece of a political maelstrom. In 2020, just as the presidential election was reaching its fever pitch, the nation was already on edge, divided and anxious about the future. A story broke that would make even the most jaded political observer raise an eyebrow. It was a bombshell that no one saw coming. Emails, allegedly belonging to Hunter Biden, son of then-presidential candidate Joe Biden, surfaced, hinting at a tapestry of questionable business dealings in Ukraine and China. The implications were staggering. Critics accused Joe Biden of being directly involved, benefiting from his son's overseas ventures. The allegations were serious and potentially damaging. Biden maintained a stance so firm, it could only have been carved from the granite of denial. He stood his ground, unwavering in his rebuttals. He refuted the claims, denounced the emails as Russian disinformation, and generally acted like someone who'd rather wrestle a rabid honey badger than discuss his son's laptop. His frustration was palpable. The story, fueled by a media environment that had become as nuanced and balanced as a WWE Royal Rumble, quickly became a political firestorm. It was a spectacle that captivated the nation. Claims of media suppression and social media censorship only added more gasoline to the inferno. The debate over free speech and the role of tech companies in politics raged on. The Hunter Biden laptop scandal highlighted the increasingly partisan nature of American politics, the blurred lines between truth and fiction in the digital age. It was a reflection of a society struggling to find common ground. Sometimes the truth is a lot more boring than a good conspiracy theory. But in this case, the lines between reality and fiction were more blurred than ever. Chapter 3. Charlottesville. When very fine people ignited a firestorm. August 2017. Charlottesville, Virginia. A city known for its historical significance, its charming wineries, and, for a brief, horrifying moment, as a battleground for white supremacy and the ugliest impulses of America's past. It began with a rally, organized by white nationalists, protesting the removal of a Confederate statue. It escalated with clashes between these torch-wielding extremists and counter-protesters. Then came the presidential response. Donald Trump uttered the now infamous phrase, "very fine people on both sides," a statement so tone-deaf it could have single-handedly shattered every window in the Library of Congress. Critics accused Trump of drawing a false equivalence between neo-Nazis and those who oppose them, of normalizing hate speech. The Charlottesville debacle became a defining moment of Trump's presidency, exposing the deep divisions within American society and the fragility of its democracy. Chapter 4: Kabul Chaos. Biden's Afghan Withdrawal and the Ghosts of Saigon. August 2021, Kabul, Afghanistan. After 2 decades, America's longest war is coming to an end. But not with a bang, nor a whimper, but with the chaotic, heart-wrenching thud of a nation collapsing in on itself. The scenes unfolding in Kabul were reminiscent of another era, another war, and another hasty exit, Saigon, 1975. Joe Biden found himself staring down the barrel of a crisis that would test his resolve, his leadership, and his ability to stomach the bitter aftertaste of a forever war gone wrong. The weight of history bore down on him as he made the difficult decision to pull out American troops. The withdrawal quickly devolved into scenes of utter chaos. The world watched in horror as the situation spiraled out of control, with thousands of Afghans desperately trying to flee the country. Images of desperate Afghans clinging to departing American aircraft, risking their lives for a chance at freedom, became seared into the global consciousness. Mothers passing their babies over barbed wire fences, hoping to give their children a future free from the fear and violence that had plagued their homeland for decades. And the Taliban sweeping back into power flooded the airwaves, a stark reminder of the fragility of the Afghan state and the resilience of its adversaries. Biden defended the withdrawal as a necessary evil, a long overdue extrication from a conflict that had become as unwinnable as it was costly. He argued that staying longer would only prolong the inevitable and increase the human toll. Critics saw the withdrawal as a foreign policy debacle of epic proportions, a humiliating display of American weakness on the world stage. They questioned the planning and execution of the exit strategy, pointing to the rapid collapse of the Afghan government as evidence of its failure. The Afghan withdrawal exposed the limitations of American power, the messy realities of ending a war, and the human cost of conflict. It served as a sobering lesson in the complexities of international intervention and the unpredictable nature of nation building. Chapter 5, January 6th, when democracy took a coffee break and the Capitol got sacked. January 6, 2021, Washington, D.C. A date etched in the annals of American history, not with the ink of triumph or unity, but with the indelible stain of insurrection. A day when the very foundations of American democracy trembled, not under the weight of foreign invasion or economic collapse, but from the actions of its own citizens. It began with a rally, a gathering of Donald Trump supporters fueled by months of baseless claims of voter fraud. Trump addressed the crowd, his words a toxic cocktail of grievance, anger, and a call to action. "Fight like hell," he implored his followers. They stormed the Capitol building, overwhelming security, smashing windows, clashing with police, and sending lawmakers scrambling for cover. The January 6th riot was a culmination of years of political polarization, a toxic stew of misinformation, and a president willing to burn it all down for his own ego. And there you have it. 5 controversies, 2 presidents, and a nation still trying to piece together its sanity after years of political whiplash. Who do you think handled their controversies better? Was it Biden, the seasoned politician who sometimes resembled a deer in the headlights of a runaway train? Or was it Trump, the Twitter-happy showman who seemed to view the presidency as a reality TV show where the rules didn't apply? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when we inevitably cover the next political dumpster fire, because let's be honest, it's only a matter of time.